Hello, my name is Kate, and if you've been with me for the last little while, you've seen me talk about the other gear that I have. I always shoot with my Canon R6, and I've spoken about my 85mm 1.2, the 50mm 1.2, the 20-8-70, the 2.0, and while they are phenomenal lenses, they have some serious weight to them. So while I pick up this little guy that I'm normally filming with, this is my 35mm, my 1.8. It feels like a little nifty-50, to be honest, but it's done me well. This was the first lens I ever purchased to go with my R6 because, well, to be honest, it was the only 35mm on the market for this camera when I switched over from Nikon. When I switched gears from Nikon to Canon, I knew I was gonna have to buy new glass. I really did. But typically, if you're going from Canon to Canon, I could have got the adapter so that I could have used a 35mm, 1.4, whatever it might have been that's available for the DSLR cameras. However, I didn't want to buy a dated lens that wasn't designed for this camera body. I sucked it up and I got the 35mm, the 1.8, while I'm very impatiently waiting, like I think many of us are, for the 1.2 to be released, which has been promised to us for years. I think COVID has just kind of put a kibosh on some things for a little bit there. So we are impatiently waiting for the 1.2. It has been a very good lens, to be honest. And the weight of it, I really quite like shooting this a lot because considering the weight of some of my other gear, when I switched over to the mirrorless system, I needed lightweight, and this is my little lightweight situation. It's a 1.5 pound camera body, and then with this little lens on the front, it's only 1.15 pounds, so it is a light setup. I travel with this all the time because I don't want to be restricted with the weight and the, encumbered with everything that's comes with that additional weight. So it's a really nice little setup. The quality of lens is, it's only I think a $600 lens compared to, $4,000 to $5,000 lenses for some of the other ones. So there's clearly going to be some value difference in the glass itself, in the aperture, in the quality and the crispness of the actual photographs that I capture with it. But it has been a phenomenal lens. I'm very happy with it. I've not disappointed with it. I will be thrilled when I can get that 1.2, but it is amazing. And even when I do upgrade to that 1.2, when it does finally get released, this will always be in my camera bag. I will never go without it. It's gonna come on every trip with me. It's such a neat, handy, powerful little lens that I absolutely love it. And because it's so lightweight, it is phenomenal to have. I have dual shot with this one since I switched over to mirrorless 2 years ago, I believe. And this, like I said, this was the first one that I purchased as soon as I got yes, after 6 months of having just the 35mm, I was actually dual shooting with Canon, with this setup on one side and my Nikon on the other side for a little while because I had the 85mm, and those are my power combo. I absolutely love those. And that was what made it also very easy to switch over from Nikon to Canon, is all of my colors were the same. So I was able to use my same presets. I didn't have to go back from scratch, and that was powerful. And with the amount of time that we spent editing, being able to not go back to the drawing board with that was so huge. And that's why I didn't even consider Sony, because the color is very, very different for that. So I was dual shooting with this Canon on the one side and my Nikon, the 85mm on the other side, and loved the combo. And then I finally made the investment of getting a second R6 at the same time as getting the 85.1.2, and that was a big purchase. But then I was dual shooting with the exact same cameras. I didn't have to think about, the power button being on the opposite side. And, while I was used to the Nikon and then making the transition to the Canon, it was a bit of a fiddle, to be honest. So it was really nice and so powerful to be able to switch over and then be able to dual shoot with both of these cameras. I absolutely loved it. They were my power combo. And then, like I said, I've upgraded my gear a little bit more and added more lenses to my bags. So now I switch things up a little bit more, but this will always be in my camera bag. I absolutely love this. And while I impatiently wait for the 35mm 1.2 to come out for the mirrorless, this is my bad boy. As always, thank you so much for being here today. I hope running through some of my gear over the last few videos has been helpful for you. It was a big decision to make that switch from Nikon over to Canon, and I am so glad that I did. There's nothing wrong with Nikon. I just preferred the feel of it, and that focus is just, whew, it was a game changer. I tell you, I don't think I've ever had so many photos in a gallery be so crisp, and every time I increase a lens and add one more to my kit, I just get that much more excited. And I've got so many bags for all of my gear, and you've seen that video recently, so it's a good setup. I'm really happy with the setup that I have. I will talk a little bit more about my lights in later videos, but I think this will keep us going for now. So check back. There's going to be more coming at you like there is every week. And thank you again for being here.